What did I write what down? What your goals were? I know what my goals were and my projections were. Skippy, we need to get you more spreadsheeted and more organized. That we know, yes. Okay. So what is your so if you probably had an idea of like a profit percentage that you expected for the okay. So I'll talk while you are doing your math and giving us shaky close-ups. Okay. So yeah, we did 412,000 in sales. My food cost target was 30%, which would have been $123,600 in food cost purchases. So including everything from wraps to food to Steve says, way to be prepared. Thank you, Bubba. What? Oh, so yeah, our target was 30%. We ended up at 32.58. So we spent 134,000 on food. Part of that, some of that was a very late large purchase, pallet of sauce at the end of the year, which kind of hit that. So that bumped us up probably about 0.5%. Other than that, payroll, we had projected a total payroll. So between wages and payroll taxes that we have to pay, I budgeted $100,000. That does not include my salary or my owner distribution. So that's just staff, which would have put us at a labor percentage of 24.27. We came in underneath that, which surprised me, at 18% labor percentage. I have a pretty good idea of why that was the case. Okay. So Chris wasn't. So Chris is salaried, so I pay him throughout the year. The last couple of winters, I paid him off the books through the winter, because it saves me about $3,000 a winter to do it that way, with payroll taxes and stuff. So I would pay him his net pay weekly via check instead of going through the payroll. So that was skewed a little bit. But yeah, that's this year all winter he's getting paid through payroll. So we'll have better numbers for next year even. But yeah, with that said, 18%. So we ended up at 74-ish, 75,000 instead of the 100,000. That was our biggest boost there. Square credit card fees, we had to guess based on just kind of percentages of where we were last year. We were down there. We projected 10,000. We did 9. The biggest hit we had this year, negatively, besides food costs, was our pickup truck payments. And that whole saga. So we had to get the truck paid off by the end of the year last year. So we were $9,000 over budgeted in truck payments to get it paid off at the end of the year. And then our other biggest hit was our miscellaneous expense category, which we kind of just put everything else into. So equipment replacements and that kind of thing, random stuff that doesn't fit into food cost or any other little bucket we have. We projected 4,000. We had a really, really bad week early in the year where we replaced a generator, a refrigerator, and a warming cabinet in a week. So yeah. So our miscellaneous expense ended up at 12,600, which is just a little over the 4 we had projected. You take out those 3 pieces of equipment though, and we're under. So I think we projected okay. It's just one of those years there shit broke. So other than that, we were pretty much on. We spent less in marketing than we thought we would, by like $1,200. Paid more in software fees. We budgeted 5,000. We spent 3,800, and that's all Facebook ads. That's not true. That's not all Facebook ads. Like a couple of the banners and stuff that we do, we put that into the marketing bucket. Flags gets thrown in there. All right then. Fuel. We budgeted 10 grand in fuel. So between diesel, propane, and gas for the generator, we budgeted 10,000. We were at 13. Maintenance. So mostly truck maintenance, trailer maintenance. So tires, brakes, oil changes, any fixes in the trailer or the truck, and various. Was budgeted at 5,000. We spent 11,500. 11,500. Yeah. Yeah. It was some things. Oh, look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Good morning. I missed a couple of comments before Bubba's from your good friend, Jason. Josh? Yeah. Barry, you with the hatch. Josh, I don't think we have the time or crayons to explain the numbers to Skippy. And Skippy had 100 pennies. How many pennies left for food? How many left for other expenses, etc.? How many pennies does Skippy have now? He says, we're going to meet. Bring my prize. As long as he's not a Jets fan or a Giants fan. Ugh. Scary. He's probably a Pittsburgh fan. He's close enough. Oh, well. To end his career. Jets don't want him. He says he don't want. Yeah, he's done. Who's going to pick him up? I know, but who's going to pick up Aaron Rodgers? Oh, he's a Ravens fan. He said. I look forward to the Super Bowl, and the Lions get to play the Ravens next year on the road. Now that home away has been set with the conclusion of the regular season, their road schedule is rough. rough. No. Yep, I saw. Hmm. Hmm. But that's the way they want it. They don't want to lose the charm of that experience. So the Lions away schedule for next year: Ravens, Bengals, Eagles, Rams, Chiefs, and Commanders. Meanwhile, at home they get to play the Cowboys, Giants, Browns, Steelers, and Bucks. I, God, really can't we get the Chiefs at home once? Yeah, preseason. Yes. No, that wasn't at the Chiefs because they raised their banner that day. Yeah, it was at Arrowhead. Yeah. Yeah, you don't the defending Super Bowl champs don't start the season on the road, especially when it's the Chiefs. Yeah. So I was hoping to find a game on the road next year that I go to, but we'll see. Oh, they would have forfeited the game if it was allowed. Yeah. Anywho, sorry, Bubba. So still in plan review from experience. You're planning on a March opening. That was for you. So if the health department approves your SOPs, you're good to go. So all they need is a stamp, and then you're good. Excuse me. Right. Okay. I would assume you would know the process, or you have. Right. All right. No, we all find it's best just to wing these things, not have an idea of the process. Because yeah, um, after our 40-minute butter conversation last week, well, better ingredients, better product. That's all there is to it. Use a lot of park. Do you use a lot of parquet in your house? Yeah. Oh, you use butter. Oh, well, God. All right. Why not butter? Is it? Okay. Oh, you should do a pat of butter in with your olive oil. Pro tip. Just like a half tablespoon. And with your olive oil, you should makes a big difference. Anyways, okay, whatever. Decided to update all my food cost stuff with the new super expensive butter. And I'm gonna have to raise all my prices on my mac and cheese items by like $3. Uh-huh. They won't know the difference. Okay. Because it can always get better. There's always room for improvement. And if you can improve, why not improve? You can't improve food. Your brisket can't be better than it is. Okay, but you can't make it better so more people love it. We don't, but doesn't mean you don't try. So okay, by your theory, then I should try to degrade my ingredients until I see an adverse effect. So I go to the lowest possible quality food that people still like because I can make more money. It's the opposite of what I'm trying to do. But if I can make more money by using less quality products and still sell the same amount, why wouldn't I do that? Yes. Can't they love it more? I'm not having this conversation. Exactly. See, if they love it more, they'll buy more. Isn't that the idea? Then I'll change it back. If we sell the same amount of mac and cheese, then I'll change it back. Because clearly it made no difference. No. I already said I would. So if our percentage of mac and cheese sales change, I can't just go based off of the number because clearly if all our other sales are 10% higher, and the mac and cheese sales should also be 10% higher. So if we have yes, that doesn't account as an increase in sales. That counts as a constant change as the rest of our sales. So it would have to beat, oh my God. Why would I go backwards if we still had a 1% increase in sales? Absolutely. You're the one that's making it a debate. I guarantee you, everybody else agrees with me. Hi, Mr. Lodato. Hi, Justin. Jason says, back to the numbers. Did I miss how many crayons Skippy had at the end of the year? Yeah, Skippy. How many pennies do you have at the end of the year? What is your percentage of profit? Chad says just different versions. Um, the basis of this argument is better ingredients makes a better end product, hands down. And we should use the best ingredients we can to remain profitable, in my opinion. So that's what we'll do. I didn't say that. My opinion is the one that matters on our menu and our pricing. I am welcome. I am open to other opinions. I'm just saying I don't think I'm in the minority here. Um. Anyway, so I added in the new butter into our mac and cheese numbers for our food cost. Excuse me. Sorry. And we will see a drop of 1% in food cost percentage, or rather, an increase in 1%. So for our whole batch of mac and cheese, the price raises $3, or we go from $1.15 a pound to $1.21 a pound cost to make our mac and cheese. So the price of a loaded mac and cheese goes up. The cost of a loaded mac and cheese goes up a whole 6 cents. So yes, I should raise that price by 18 cents or 24 cents, but I don't feel I need to. Hi, Nick. Hi, Michaela. Hi, everybody. Chad, I don't cook Wagyu because I can't sell it for that price. I don't feel like I can sell it for that price. I don't think I can. I don't think I can sell $20 brisket sandwiches on the truck. My point is, nothing's changing. It's the cost difference in prime to Wagyu is far different than the cost difference in per pound is crazy insane different. So we're talking about a 6 cent different per pound versus $12 per pound. I am not getting my briskets from Gordon. I'm getting them from Costco. I'm paying roughly on average about $4.19 a pound. 4.9, 4.9. Was that for the case price? Bullshit. Yeah, I wouldn't believe your guys. I trust my guys. And I'm usually not cooking primes either, though. If they have them, I'll cook them. But the primes they hit, yeah, the primes they've been getting have been really small. Oh, this year, I've not been super happy with the majority of the primes that have come through Costco. Um, as long as the price wasn't outrageous, I so that equals a dollar a pound. But yeah, I would go that way. Hello, Kyle. Um, no, but you throw out Wagyu, and Wagyu is a whole nother level. It's that difference is way bigger than the difference between prime and choice. Yeah. Um, and then you have to double that because you lose half. Yeah. Um, right. So so let me make this clear. I wouldn't take a 1% hit on food cost on brisket because we don't make as much money on brisket as we do pork or mac and cheese. I have the wiggle room in the mac and cheese because our food cost is so low per pound on mac and cheese. The margins are much thinner on something like brisket. So you can't compare the two because it's apples and oranges. So it is a better Chad, but I also have to raise my prices. I don't have to raise my prices on mac and cheese. And I really don't care for Wagyu anyways. Right. Mhm. I'm sorry. Can you say that whole sentence again, please? Okay. And that's without you sorry, I got distracted by a comment. Okay. All right. Excellent. Good job. A good amount of crayons, right? Oh, that's got to come out of there. You bought stuff. That's an expense. It doesn't matter. Bubba wants to know if you pay quarterly taxes. All right. So back to. So after everything for us, after my distribution, the business itself is going to be right around 15-ish %. Maybe a little less. KP has less crayons now. Mr. Lodato, I am conceding, Nick, our race to 1,000 followers on TikTok. You win. Congratulations. I don't know where you're at, but you win. I am. Because I hate TikTok. That's why. I love TikTok. I love all the people on TikTok. 43%, you said? 33. Yeah. There you go. So, yeah, I mean, in the eyes of our great IRS, my portion, bullshit. So, I don't know how you ended up with a fucking. But yeah, you do good on paying quarterly. I have not, so I just pay one big bill at the end of the year. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so you take out. Let's take out that for there. I mean, yeah. So you figure in. Nick pays his taxes monthly. I think I need to get my myself an accountant to help with some of that stuff. Yeah, well, shit happens. Yeah. So I mean, 412,000 in sales, 302,000 in expenses. So, yeah. And more expenses. Yeah, they're there. Yeah, but I mean, payrolls is the big one. I mean, that's almost a third. I mean, it's 20% of what we do. So, hopefully, we can get food cost numbers down. I am. Will you stop it, Nick? Don't be tagging your freaking TikTok in my comments. Hope your lives are going well, Nick. I watch him every time I see him come through. What was I saying? No, he did not hit 1,000, but he got invited somehow. I know. Well, at least he has more followers than I do. You, I have like way more than you do on Facebook, and I'm the last to get shit. Whatevs. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, yeah. Even with our big additional expense of butter this year, even if we were to add in the cheese, that we're gonna self-grade. We can. I know. Yeah, so we'll probably have an increase in mac and cheese price next year, probably. Anyways, I think we can make some improvements in food costs. I am really, really playing with the idea of getting rid of disposable aluminum pans and doing real hotel pans and just dealing with the dishes. We did the math, and the amount that we spend. I mean, just half pans alone were $2,000 to $3,000 a year. So, and no, we would not do the liners because that replaces the price of the pan. So the idea here is to not have the expense. And if you're on top of stuff, the dishes don't get too bad. What do you mean? How would we hold the steam table? We put the half pans. We put the half pans in the steam table just like we do with the disposable ones. I'm confused. No. Why would it? It doesn't now. No, our mac and cheese. I could wipe out our disposable pans with our mac and cheese probably. I don't see it being any different than it is now. I've never had much luck with them. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like them at all. Because we tried them. We used them. Here's where we had problems: is we would rip the bags as we're trying to scoop out like mac and cheese because they're loose. They're loose bags. So you have a spoon with a sharper edge. It's not a knife edge, but it's not a rounded edge on. It comes to a square along the corner of the spoon. So as you're trying to scoop out, you're ripping the bags, and then you just have shit in there anyways. Justin says they use butter spray the pans at Captain D's to help keep the mac and cheese from sticking. So there you go. Could be something as simple as that. But yeah, typically we don't have crusty edges on our mac and cheese in our disposable pans. Everything's still very... sell your mac and cheese faster, Skippy. No. So yeah, a little bit of butter spray and that solves that. Kyle, we're already doing dishes, so producer Kyle. Yeah, we have guys, like we have people, like they gotta have something to do. We have enough slow time in between services and stuff that we're doing dishes that an extra 20 pans, 30 pans, I don't think is gonna make a huge difference. As long as we are wiping them accordingly and taking care of them as we go. Yep. Justin says they use metal half pans on the truck. The Alfredo sticks a little bit, but it's never too bad. Just got to use a little Dawn detergent and elbow grease. Yeah, I mean, we have the same, like our baked beans, because we cook those in a third pans, metal pans, and in the smoker. So we'll get that ring along the top from the cooking process of baked bean juice. That's our worst pan that we have to clean right now. And that one's not even that bad. My guys love to pre-soak stuff. But Kyle says he demands hazard pay for dish duty, but that's just because Bo is picky about it. Bo? Bobecue. Producer Kyle. Yes, producer Kyle. Sorry. Yes. I will try to be better when I am describing our people. Jason, pro tip: use a Jason. Pro tip: use a crayon to line the pan before you dump in the mac. Colorful mac. Yeah, so we did our numbers. We both had good years. We spent more money than we wanted to. That's usually the case. So everybody's, I'm sure that's it hasn't been brought up yet, and I'm surprised that Skippy pretty much made the same amount of money as I did with a whole lot of sales. You didn't notice? You weren't listening? Ours is simple. And granted, we had probably $20,000 to $30,000 in extra expenses that weren't planned this year, and then I work a lot more. Like personally, I was not on the truck hardly at all after June. Still working. I mean, obviously, but yeah, I mean, I I very much foresee myself not being on the truck very often this year. Yeah. I'd rather, because when I double the business and when we get to $800,000 in sales or $600,000 in sales, my labor percentage isn't going to double with that. So if I add a second trailer, I don't necessarily need another Chris, which is the majority of the labor that I pay is Chris's. You know, um, so yeah, I would rather work the business than work in the business. So I'm in grow mode, not other. So, and I will still work on the truck. Everybody needs days off, so those will continue to be my days. Like it was 2 days a week, 3 days a week that I was on the truck, so I was half time on the trailer, and that was mostly to cover other people's days off. Caleb rarely worked weekends, so I worked Saturday, Sundays, and then Chris was usually off on Tuesdays. So yeah. So if we get to the point where I can get myself down to a 50-hour work week, it would be awesome, and get some of these shopping events down to once or twice a week. But it's hard with limited cooler space to be able to do that. We can definitely do it on dry goods and stuff, but eliminate some of that running around that has to be done all the time. Yeah. Brick and mortar. Like I don't need another Chris. Like I can do what I do in my home office from the brick and mortar office and have a couple hourly employees there. So, um, yeah, yeah, I think we're set up well for forward. So what's our sales goal for this year, Skippy? To beat me in sales? Oh, you might want to up that a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, we did 312 or 412. Sorry. Um, overly optimistic me thinks we can do another 20% increase this year, which would put us at like 490. Uh, I it's not a ton more capacity, but when you uh, couple it with the other smoker, so we'll get that chute fixed again at some point in time, and that will have more than twice the capacity we had last year. Producer Kyle says, "Do you have a sub goal to have all of your limbs work all year?" Yes. um, for the most part, CP, like our day to day stuff, we weren't ever loaded that smoker up to capacity. We had a couple events, sure. A couple catering days that, sure, it was loaded. But like our day to day, like we can double our roadside sales and not be at capacity in the smoker. So, um, so yeah, our average daily transactions for the days that we were open, which I'm assuming that's how they do it, days that we're open when they figure out these averages. So 53 daily transactions, which is not a ton. So when I'm looking at how much we can improve still and what the capability of the trailer is, like our roadside is where we have our biggest opportunity. You know, I'd have to go back and look, but I would guess probably 210, give or take. We did 11,600 transactions. Yeah. Um, our top customer spent $83,000 at Aetna. Kyle says his barbecue goal this year is to not have to bring his laptop to comps and to work while he's there. Um, uh, Bubba says, "Do you have a monthly break-even cost on the restaurant yet?" Obviously, an estimate because you don't know what you don't know yet. But yeah, I'm redoing a lot of our categories and stuff in Square. Trying to get stuff to pull reports the way I want them to, especially for our catering stuff. So, going through a lot of that, getting our online ordering stuff taken care of in a better fashion. Um, just trying to make those incremental steps. I think we're going to do our sales tax through Davo. I'm looking into that. It looks like a pretty good deal. I think that's the way we're going to go, so we don't have to think about that anymore. How many days are you going to be open? Really? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We averaged $1,800 a day last year. I'm going to put my overall goal for sales this year. I'm going to go low. I'm going to say 455 is our target. 450, but I've been 450 forever. I think I might have done 4. When I did projections for my budget, it was 385. So well, it can't be out more than we already are unless we are open on Mondays. So yeah, those are all good questions, Skippy, and I'd be happy to address each and every one of those next week. Well, it's 10:35. Yeah, next week we can talk about how we plan to get to our projections. And hi, Kyle. You keep joining, Kyle. Why do you keep scrolling away and back? Talk about how we plan to get there, what we got going on. I should have a trailer update because we should be, hopefully, floor will be going down. I didn't really talk a whole lot about what we found underneath our diamond plate. I am pretty sure I could push hard enough to fall through in one spot. So definitely some water damage on our plywood right at the seams, right by the sink. Another reason why I hate diamond plate or anything else that's going to go down in sheets that's going to have seams on a food truck. So that aren't sealed at all, and you can't really seal them. So there's that. So our coin floor will be a whole lot better. It'll be one piece for the most part, and we will caulk and seal the shit out of every seam we can. So, but yeah, we got to figure out how to secure that part of the floor without replacing the plywood. So we have some ideas. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. A little piece of steel, no big deal. Yeah. All right. Everybody have a good day. We'll talk to you next week. Say goodbye, Skippy. Goodbye, Skippy.